I take a sip from the cup of tea daintily, directing a gracious smile at the guard who so kindly brought refreshments for us as we wait for the king to come meet with us. Next to me, Elsa's eyes me with a strange look on his face, his cup of tea forgotten on the table in front of us. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Because it could be poisoned.
Right? How did you...
Elsa shakes his head and starts again.
Did you really just barge your way into my castle and demand to see the king? And somehow you made it work, just like that. And then you fucking drank poisoned goddamn tea because you're fucking crazy.
I giggle at his baffled expression. Technically, it isn't your castle, at least not yet.
Part of me is glad right now that I don't own this place, because the security here is absolutely useless if two unarmed people can charge their way into the palace.
Don't be too hard on the guards. After all, I'm pretty recognizably the princess of Lunar Kingdom, and I have magic on my side.
Plus, who else is bright fucking pink all over?
Right? They knew it'd be a battle if they would lose, so it was wise of them to concede immediately. Elsa's bemused look on his doesn't leave his face.
I'll just take on an entire fucking army, bitch. Watch me.
She'd do it.
Yeah, she would. I'll hire you to train my guards when we're married.
I let out a snort of disbelieving laughter, but before I can retort, the door flies open. Elsa's father, King Peter, storms through the open doors, his face dangerously red. Both Elsa and I fail to hold back a gasp when we see him. What happened to his hair?
Right? What is that?
Yeah, it's like a tuft of hair. Or he's bald, and that's a crown.
That is sad.
I distinctly remember him having a head full of thick, dark hair when I met him at the ball just a year ago. How did he start balding so much this rapidly? The wheels of my head start turning as King Peter bellows at his son.
What is the meaning of this? No.
Elsa.
How dare you? Fucking Elsa. You know, I don't know. You change your name a lot, kid. How dare you come in here causing such chaos? Who do you think you...
His sentence is interrupted by loud hacking coughs as he pounds on his own chest. Elsa rushes forward in concern.
Father!
King Peter throws out an arm, indicating for Elsa not to come any closer. Elsa jerks back away from the rejection.
No, I'm fine. Why are you here, Elsa?
Elsa's voice trails off as he visibly falters, turning to look at me and pleading for me to help with his eyes. It's a pleasure to meet you, King Peter. I drop a curtsy, bowing my head in a sign of respect. King Peter's rant immediately cuts off as his gaze falls on me, his jaw dropping slightly from shock.
What? Princess Charming of the Lunar Kingdom, what are you doing here?
Have your guards not notified you? I was the one who requested your presence. I apologize for such rude entrance. It was entirely my fault, so please do not blame your son. I was under the impression your son would not be allowed in, but I have to urgently speak with you, so I have no choice but to resort to force. Please forgive my trespassing.
No, they didn't. Or maybe they did. I left before they finished their report, when they came to me informing Elsa is here.
Elsa's father shoots his son an angry glare before turning his attention back to me.
I normally would not condone such behavior, but since you said you have urgent matters to discuss with me, I will make an exception this time. How does Elias Toupe do this? My throat already hates me.
Well then stop.
What is it that you wish to speak to me about? He suddenly magically gets better.
Well, as you may know, the 1 month of courting period will end in 2 days. I plan to return to my kingdom with Elsa and get married there. I was hoping we could discuss some issues about our wedding and future alliance. King Peter's eyes widen as he swings around to stare at Elsa, who has been suspiciously quiet this entire time, with an uncharacteristically meek and uncertain expression on his face.
So, it is true, you are marrying Princess Charming.
Elsa takes a deep breath and clears his throat before nodding.
Yes, Father, Charming has agreed to marry me. It has taken me 3 long years, but I have finally fulfilled your condition.
Elsa's voice gradually grows stronger as he speaks, not backing down and maintaining eye contact with his father.
That's ugly wallpaper.
Yeah, it is.
This is my home. This is my kingdom. You can't keep me away any longer.
I watch as the son and father stare at each other unblinkingly. King Peter's face moves into an emotionless mask, giving away nothing as he processes this turn of events. The silence drags on. The tension between them is so palpable that I feel compelled to speak. But what should I say? What can I do to sway Snow's father?
Let's see, vouch for his good qualities or confirm.
Vouch for his good qualities.
That's what I would do.
I can vouch for him. At my interference, Elsa and his father both stare at me in surprise. I've spent a fair amount of time with Elsa this past month. I dare say I have come to know him quite well, perhaps better than anyone else at this point. Since the start, Elsa has struck me as a good-natured, charming, kind man, with a streak of determination when the situation calls for it. I was right. In fact, Elsa is also intelligent and resourceful. He has worked hard to provide for himself after leaving his home. How many royals do you know who grew up in such privileged environments could not only survive, but even thrive when thrown out into such a situation as this? While Elsa has made his mistakes, I am very confident that the person I have come to know over the past month is no longer the frivolous, irresponsible prince whose mind is only on skirt chasing. Most importantly, he is your son, whom you haven't seen in 3 years. Give him a chance. He deserves one, don't you think? I sneak a peek at Elsa, who has been staring at me with wide eyes the entire time I implored the king. The warmth in his grateful smile makes me avert my gaze in self-consciousness. Focusing my attention on King Peter, I'm disappointed to see the still hesitant expression on his face.
Punch him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I need to consult the queen first. No, you don't. Don't misunderstand. Of course I'm...
His words are once again cut off by another furious round of coughing. Elsa stumbles forward, reaching out in worry.
Father, please, sit down and rest. Do you need some water?
His coughing fit finally dies down to a wheezing as he grasps the nearby wall for balance.
No, I'm fine.
I watch all of this unfold with a careful eye, my mind still spinning. Elsa leads his father to a chair despite his refusal and then kneels down by the chair.
Father, what is the matter? I had heard rumors about your persisting illness, but you have always been healthy as a horse. What happened? Why are you so ill?
King Peter shrugs.
I don't know. My wife poisoned me. I mean, I'm not certain myself.
Before King Peter can continue, I chime in, causing both of them to look up at me in surprise again. I think I know why.
How is that possible? You've only met me for a few minutes.
King Peter, may I ask what your symptoms are? Wait, no, don't answer that. I know what they are. Tell me if my guesses are accurate. Rapid and sudden hair loss, loss of appetite, coughing, bouts of fever high enough to cause delirium, dizziness. Most importantly, occasional loss of control over limbs. Am I correct? King Peter is now staring at me, openly shocked with even a slight hint of fear in his eyes.
When the fuck did she become a doctor? Yes, how did you know that?
Because those are symptoms of a certain kind of poison I'm very familiar with. The special thing about this potion is it doesn't actually kill, but it will certainly make the poisoned person suffer, and more likely a lot more pliant.
What? Wait, are you saying... Impossible. I have food testers, and all the food that goes in my mouth is carefully examined for any trace of poison. I could not have been poisoned.
I sigh impatiently and roll my eyes. Of course you would doubt me, just like your son did. This kind of poison isn't supposed to be ingested, it's supposed to be inhaled.
What? I never heard of such a thing.
That's because it's the kind of poison created with magic. It is most commonly called fairy dust. Considering I'm from the only kingdom who has retained the secret of magic, I dare say I know more about magical poison than any of you or your doctors.
No, that's impossible still. Who could have applied such poison to items that are close enough to me that I would inhale it?
Think. King Peter and Elsa look so alike when they're both deep in thought that I couldn't help but chuckle.
Stepmother, of course. No, it can't be. You can't accuse your stepmother of such a thing without any proof.
It's not really without proof. Of all the people close to you, who is the only one with ties to Lunar Kingdom? King Peter stays silent.
But Charming, I thought you said my mother can't practice magic.
She can, but it doesn't mean she couldn't have gotten her hands on this poison. It's not difficult at all to require a few bottles of this kind of poison in the Black Market before she left. It would have been extremely easy to just dab a few drops on an item close to you every day. Perhaps maybe the daisy pinned to your coat? You never go without a daisy on your clothing as a symbol of your late wife, Queen Daisy, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Both King Peter and Snow's eyes immediately fall onto the delicate yellow daisy in question. It's a slow-acting poison, so if she started poisoning you since you left, it makes sense why the symptoms started showing in gradual stages. Coughing comes first, then loss of appetite, followed by the dizziness and fever, finally rapid loss of hair and control of limbs. Did I describe your mysterious illness perfectly, King Peter? I smile in triumph when he doesn't deny it.
Honey, don't smile over this.
Yeah,
I get
it's
that
not
you're
a good
happy.
thing.
Like, she
has
has,
to practice her tact.
yeah, or buy some, or magic herself some.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it. She would never do such a thing. Father, I have something to tell you.
Elsa looks to me for help, and I give him an encouraging nod. Now is a good time to confess what happened 4 years ago. Elsa takes a deep breath and does exactly that. By the end of Elsa's tale, his father probably has the expression of shock permanently etched onto his face.
No, there must have been some mistake. This is ridiculous. I would have suspected something otherwise.
Elsa and I just blinked at him silently. Finally, King Peter sighs with a grim expression.
I still don't quite believe it, but I have also been thinking about what Princess Charming here has said. She was right. You really have changed a lot. You aren't the Snow, or Elsa. Yeah, whatever you are. I remember.
His frown melts into a tiny smile.
I'm proud of you, son.
I turn to
Don't
look at
call
Elsa.
me son.
I mean, he is his son, though.
True. I'm just trash.
He has his head bowed, and I suspect if he didn't, I would see a hint of relieved tears in his eyes.
I want you to come home. I don't understand what this whole thing is with your stepmother, but I will be doing a thorough investigation. I hate to say it, honey, but get rid of the Daisy first. Regardless of the results, you are welcome to return home anytime you want. This is your home. This has always been your home. Except for when you made it not his home, because what the fuck. I was wrong to have kicked you out of the only home you have ever known. Please forgive me. Father. No, you were right. I needed it. I needed the opportunity to grow up. I should never have threatened to take away your crown. It was the last wish of your mother. I could never deliberately go against her wishes, and yet
Except when you did.
I will arrange for your coronation as soon as possible. How old are you now? 20?
22.
Dude. Oh, God. We definitely can't delay the coronation anymore. You're a fucking dickbag. Are you sure about this? I know I've never been a good prince. I don't deserve to be king. I am. You are the only one I can trust now. Please come home, son. I will, but not yet. The courting period ends in a few days, and I have made a promise to Charming to go to Lunar Kingdom with her for wedding arrangements and other matters.
Suddenly going through second puberty. I expect King Peter to be at least a little put out by Elsa's refusal, but instead he merely eyes us with interest.
It's his emotional puberty. You have a promise to keep, I see. In that case, I will not stop you. But if I may just ask one last question. Are the two of you in love? Is this a love match?
What? I let out an exclamation of surprise as Elsa starts choking on thin air. King Peter seems vaguely amused at our reactions.
Father!
Elsa hisses at his father, a flush rising to his cheeks. I avoid King Peter's eyes and start to examine the books on the shelf next to us that suddenly seem twice as interesting as before.
Damn, them books! I have never seen you bashful over a lady before, Elsa. I suppose that is my answer. My apologies for keeping you. Please, have a safe journey. Guards, lead the fucking, god damn it. Lead Prince Snow, Elsa, and Princess Charming out. Fucking...
What is with your father? I whisper in a low voice to Elsa as he walks up to me. Before answering, Elsa slips his hand into mine easily, intertwining our fingers together.
He is a rather eccentric man. You'll get used to him.
Shaking his head, Elsa gives me a soft smile.
I never thought I would get to say that again. Thank you, Charming, for everything. I could never have done this without you.
That's true.